It's a quiet spring night in 1973, deep in the rural stillness of Enfield, Illinois, the kind of place where silence is only broken by the chirp of crickets or the distant rumble of a passing train. Imagine stepping outside your small house to check what made the dog start barking. The air feels thick, almost charged. Then you see it, not a neighbor, not a stray animal, but something that doesn't belong on this earth. Standing in the moonlight is a creature, 4 feet tall, its eyes glowing pink like flashlights, its body short and misshapen with 3 legs that bend in ways that you can't explain. You freeze. The creature hisses at you. A sound like a wildcat, but deeper and wrong. Before you blink, it bounds into the darkness, covering 50 feet in just 3 jumps. That's the night the Enfield Horror first made its presence known. Tonight, we're diving into one of the strangest cryptid encounters recorded in America, the Enfield Horror of Illinois. A bizarre 3-legged monster that terrorized a small town, sparked a UFO connection, theories, and became the subject of folklore, fear, and fascination of decades. This isn't just another Bigfoot or Dogman tale. The Enfield Horror is weirder, harder to categorize, and in some ways more unsettling because of how absurdly specific details are. So welcome back to the channel. If it's your first time here, welcome to the channel. My name is Andrew, and this is Legends Untold. Let's go get yourself a snack, get yourself something to drink, and we're going to hop right into this tale. The story begins April 25th, 1973. Henry McDaniel, a local resident, hears scratching at his door. At first, he thinks it might be a stray animal, but when he opens the door, he comes face to face with a nightmare. McDaniel describes the creature as about 4 to 4.5 feet tall. It had gray skin and 2 short arms, and, most famously, 3 legs. 2 normal legs, plus a 3rd leg protruding from its chest or side. Its eyes glowed pink, as big as flashlights, he later told reporters. When he fired his .22 pistol at it, the creature hissed like a wildcat and bounded away with incredible speed. According to McDaniel, it covered 50 feet in just 3 leaps. The next morning, investigators found strange footprints near his house. They were unlike anything local wildlife would have left. One print looked like a dog's paw, but with 6 pads. Another was smaller, almost like the print of a smaller limb, possibly the mysterious 3rd leg. I will say that the .22 is incredibly underpowered, in my opinion. It's a small little round. It's okay for target shooting. I would not use it for any sort of game. Maybe small game, squirrels, rabbits, stuff like that, but I wouldn't use it for anything bigger than that. It just does not have the stopping power to do any sort of like good damage to something like that. Now, it still will put a hole in something for sure, but it's not going to be like a 9mm or anything like that. So just get that out of the way. Also, when I started doing research on this, I thought this case was English for some reason, probably because of Enfield. It clicked. Enfield Poltergeist and now Enfield Horror. They clicked in my head. I thought that they were in the same geographical area. They're not. I remember asking people about this last year, some of the UK subs about this, and they were all like, no, we have no idea what you're talking about. And I'm like, that's crazy because I distinctly remember it. So get that out of the way. I'm sorry. I confused the 2. Wires got crossed. Anyways, back into the story here. But McDaniel wasn't the only one who claimed to see it that night. Just about 30 minutes earlier, a boy named Greg Garrett said that the same creature attacked him in his backyard, stomping on his feet and shredding his shoes. This detail added a layer of terror to the story, at least until Garrett admitted later that he made the story up just to get attention. Still, at the time, his account helped stoke fear. 2 weeks later, McDaniel encountered the creature again near railroad tracks close to his home. This time, he didn't shoot, but he stood by his description. He even went on record with the press calling it unlike anything he'd ever seen. By this point, the story exploded. Local and regional newspapers latched onto the tale. Radio stations interviewed McDaniel. Soon, curiosity seekers, thrill seekers, and self-proclaimed monster hunters poured into Enfield. At one point, 5 armed men were arrested after they had opened fire in the woods, convinced they had cornered the monster. The most intriguing outside report came from Rick Rainbow, a radio news director from Kokomo, Indiana. Rainbow and a team went searching for the creature in an abandoned house near Enfield. According to him, they spotted a strange ape-like creature and managed to record its eerie cries. The audio has never been widely circulated, but Rainbow insisted that they captured was real. Interestingly, even Lauren Coleman, one of the most respected cryptozoologists of the time, visited Enfield and backed up McDaniel's sincerity. So what was the Enfield Horror? Over the years, theories have piled up. Number 1. An escaped kangaroo. Some suggested McDaniel may have seen a kangaroo, mistaking its tail as a third leg. Around that time, a man from Ohio had reported his kangaroo named Macy was missing. The problem, McDaniel swore it wasn't a kangaroo, and kangaroos don't have glowing pink eyes or hiss like wildcats. Nothing on this earth has glowing eyes to begin with, unless it's bioluminescent. When we think bioluminescent, we're thinking like deep sea creatures, but even then, it's not the eyes that glow, it's different parts of the body. Take the anglerfish, for example, that ugly fish. It's got the little dangler thing that hangs down in the front. It's an angler, right? That's how it hooks prey. They see the light and they move in for it and bites them. It's got crazy teeth. It like gnashes like that, like closes teeth like that. Disgusting creature. So nothing biological on this earth has like glowing eyes like that, which is part of where the UFO things come in at. But we'll get into that once we get to the theory. Theory 2, a wild ape. Others speculated it could have been a wild ape, since sightings of the mysterious primates in Illinois have been reported as far back as the 1940s. Rick Rainbow's description seemed more ape-like than anything else. Theory 3, an alien or the UFO connection. Perhaps the strangest theory ties the Enfield Horror to UFOs. Illinois has long had pockets of heavy UFO activity, especially around the Devil's Kitchen area. Some suggested the creature wasn't from Earth at all, but part of a large wave of extraterrestrial visitation. And Theory 4, social contagion. In 1978, a study by researchers at Western Illinois University concluded that Enfield Horror was most likely a case of mass hysteria. A few strange reports snowballed thanks to the rumor, media attention, and suggestion at creating a local panic. The skeptical perspectives. Skeptics point out that McDaniel was the only consistent witness with detailed accounts. Others either admitted to lying, offered vague sightings, or may have been influenced by suggestion. The footprints could have been misidentified animal tracks, and a bizarre description, 3 legs, glowing eyes, sounds more like a fever dream than biology. Still, skeptics admit that McDaniel didn't seem like the type to fabricate a story. He was described as level-headed, not prone to exaggeration. In fact, his insistence on what he saw is what keeps the story alive. The legacy of the Enfield Horror. Despite debunkings, the Enfield Horror has endured in American cryptid lore. Podcasts, documentaries, and blogs continue to revisit the story. The creature even pops up in UFO and cryptozoology books as one of the strangest American monsters ever reported. What makes it so enduring? Partly the sheer weirdness of the description. A 3-legged monster with glowing pink eyes isn't easily explained, and partly because it represents the perfect storm of paranormal, a strange creature, possible UFO connections, local hysteria, and just enough physical evidence to make people wonder. In recent years, new alleged sightings have trickled in. In 2022, a man named Zach Stark claimed he saw a similar creature dart across the road late at night. Could the Enfield Horror still be lurking? Or is it a story that's simply too good to die? So, what was the Enfield Horror? A misidentified animal, social panic blown out of proportion, an alien being, or something still wandering the woods and fields of Illinois? We may never know. But one thing is certain, the Enfield Horror stands as one of the strangest cryptid cases in America. A reminder that sometimes the unknown isn't just hiding in shadows, it's standing on 3 legs and hissing at your doorway. Would you spend the night in Enfield searching for the horror? Or do you think it's just another case of folklore fueled by fear? Let me know your thoughts down below. Sometimes the scariest monsters are the ones we can't explain. I would argue that sometimes the scariest monsters are the humans, but other times they're the ones we can't explain. Anyways, guys, let me know down below what your thoughts are on the Enfield Horror. Like, comment, subscribe, all that jazz. If If you want to support the channel, you can visit the merch bar down below. If you want to support the channel more directly, there's a PayPal link in the description of this video and in my bio. It takes you to Streamlabs, which goes to the PayPal store page. You can buy me an energy drink there. It's always appreciated. I linked it through Steam or through Streamlabs because it's easier to track, and when you donate that way, your name gets put up in the little bars in Streamlabs. So like your name will be displayed when I'm streaming and all that kind of stuff. So thank you guys so much for viewing, and I will catch you next time. Peace out.
Where others say